I'm Tamara Holder, and this is Sports Court. So if the ad group Go Away MMA has its way, mixed martial arts may never be legal in New York. Even though the sport is legal in every other state, opponents say it's dangerous and the fighters are violent. UFC veteran and professional MMA fighter Ryan Jensen joins me now via Skype with his opinion. Welcome, Ryan.
Hey, how's it going?
So I want to talk to you about this MMA or anti-MMA group position that the sport leads to violence outside of the cage. And you know guys like War Machine and Mayhem Miller, they're beating their girlfriends, they're fighting cops. So how do you explain this to people who are afraid of MMA fighters?
You know, I think in any professional sport, you're going to have some bad apples in there. I mean, that goes for baseball, football, basketball. You know, you always have some of the bad guys in there. So, I mean, you're going to get that, but, you know.
So how do you change that? How do you change the message or the image? You were just involved in an incident where you didn't beat up the people that had stolen from you, but you're one guy and the rest of them are in the news all the time for other bad things.
I don't know. Hopefully we can get the message out of, I mean, if we went back and we looked at everything that all mixed martial artists did and all the good things that they've done, I bet they outweigh the negative.
Right. So let's talk about New York a little bit. In '97, it was banned by then Governor George Pataki, but he's now in full support of bringing it to the sport. Why do you think there's so much fear in legalizing it? Is it just because of the athletes themselves or the harm?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's probably one of the fastest growing sports out there right now. These athletes are some of the best athletes in the world. It's changed a lot since the 90s, you know, obviously with all the UFC and the Ultimate Fighter and everything that they've done. I think everywhere should be legal. I don't know why they're pushing as like the old school kind of a barbaric type of sport. There's a lot of rules set in place. There's safety issues for all the fighters when they go in there. And these guys, I mean, we train harder than most of the professional athletes out there.
You do train harder, but I do want to talk about the harm that a lot of people are concerned about. We have the concussions issue. It's the headlines in the NFL with NFL News. It's also now the headline with MMA that the athletes are asking for more protections. So how do you prevent concussions and other long-term injuries in your sport?
You know, any combat sports, you're going to have concussions, whether it's boxing, whether it's football. It just kind of goes with the job. I mean, Is it worth it, though, Ryan? Is it worth it? It goes with the job. There are honestly,
a lot of risks,
I would say, honestly, just depends on the person. You know, for me, I got 22 years of training in martial arts, 29 professional fights. I would say if you're healthy, and I've seen a lot of friends get out of this to where, the concussion syndrome is an issue. You know, they're definitely way slower than they were when they first started and whatnot. And, you know, there's not a lot you can do with that. It goes with the sport. It
goes with the sport, but you're also the father to a sweet, precious little girl. And you have hopefully many, many years ahead of you. So I know that you now have an amazing gym and you're training fighters and that's great. But when we're talking about legalizing it as an actual sport where people watch, like the gladiators.
Yeah.
Is that something that is okay?
Well, it's already happening.
Right.
I mean, not New York, but it's happening all around the world right now. Is it okay? I guess it goes down to, you know, personal opinion. You know, there's some people that are more into the, you know, combat violent sports, and there's other people that disagree. So, you know, it's whether or not they want to change the channel, I guess. You know?
Right. Well, and you guys are very, very talented. You have expertise in karate and jiu-jitsu and boxing. So it's not like you're just going into the ring and fighting people without training, right?
Definitely. I mean, like, many, many years of everybody that I've competed against have had many, many years of training in martial arts, whether in any type of combat sports, whether it's wrestling, whether it's boxing, whether it's some type of karate or martial arts or jujitsu. They put a lot of time in and a lot of work in. And yeah, I think they should be allowed to, show all the hard work that they've
Right.
put into. And sometimes with that, there's the big knockouts and the guys getting, choked unconscious and stuff if they don't submit or tap.
Well, I'm in support of you and MMA, and I hope it becomes legal here in New York. I think it's an amazing profession and amazing art. You guys are artists, and you work very hard. I know that you're fighting coming up here in April, so I wish you all the luck. We have to wrap this up, but thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Sports Court is adjourned.